And just like that, once again, it's on What's Up World. This is your boy Vic XL, and this is Ridin Durty with Vic XL, where we come to you each and every week giving you beats, rhymes, hip-hop, and everyday life. That's right, beats, rhymes, hip-hop, and everyday life. You're Ridin Durty with your boy Vic XL, man. Let's get into this thing. But before we get too deep into this thing, I want to say Happy Memorial Day, and I hope everyone had a safe Memorial Day. And for all those people who are not sure what Memorial Day is the federal holiday in the United States for remembering the people who died while serving the country's armed forces. So I hope everyone had a safe Memorial Day, and everyone paid remembrance and remembered those who have died serving this country. We might not always agree with the country or what the country have done in the past or some of the things going on in the country today. But if it wasn't for the people who have died serving this country, the one thing I know is we might not be free. So happy Memorial Day, and hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day. And for a lot of us, it's back to work tomorrow. So let's get this thing cracking. All right, y'all always know this show is proudly brought to you by the good people at Dr. Juice Cleanse. That's right, Dr. Juice Cleanse is an all-natural cleanser. That's right, an all-natural cleanser. And they're independently owned, minority independently owned, but an all-natural cleanser that, number one, promises to help you lose 25 pounds in just 10 days. They do things like slow down the aging process, provides fibroid freedom, eliminates mucus and all kind of bacteria of your body. And you know what, the product does so many good things. I got a long list over here, but I don't want to read it all to you. I want y'all to go to drjuicecleanse.com and make yourself aware. Stay awake and be aware and learn about Dr. Juice Cleanse. And if you like what you see, place an order. And some of the good people at Ridin Durty or Ridin Durty with Vic XL sent you there. All right? All right. Now, you know I always like to do my birthdays, my celebrity birthdays, my hip-hop birthdays, and my personal friend birthdays. Well, today, only birthday that I'm aware of, number one, in the celebrity realm of things, is JFK will be 100 years old today. Former President JFK will be 100 years old today if he was alive. So happy birthday to JFK. And for my personal friends, happy birthday to long time listener, my man Spooky, aka Tariq Subar, over at Streets 103.3 in Charlotte, North Carolina. My man started listening to me at WRFG when he was very, very young, and he's moved on from Atlanta to North Carolina, and definitely he's doing this thing in a major, major way. All right. Happy birthday to my man Tariq. Y'all definitely go try drjuicecleanse.com. And hey man, we got an exciting show. I got a guest on tonight, and you know, we get a lot of support here on Ridin Durty Radio from the Texas and the Dallas area. So, one time, for my man on the line right now, we got Jae'R the Geek. What's happening, brother?
What's good, Vic? What's good? How you doing, man?
Man, I am doing very, very well. I love talking to people from Dallas, but I gotta ask you the question that is always a very important question to me when I talk to people representing D-Town. Number one, are you a Dallas Cowboys fan?
Of course, man. Of course.
All right, because if you,
Have to, man. That's home. That's home, man.
all right, because if you was not a Dallas Cowboy fan, I was gonna have to end this interview because I am the world's largest, biggest, and greatest Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
next,
man, of course, man. I love that, man. Everything. Everything about my city.
all right, let's talk a little bit about Jae'R. And we already established that you were born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Let us know first what it was like growing up in Dallas.
I mean, you know, it's definitely its own city. It's not like Houston. It's not like any other city in Texas. We're just a very different city. We're like our own culture, kind of like Atlanta. You know, it's like its own state inside of the other state. I mean, it was cool growing up here. You learn a lot, and it's very different here.
All right, at what age did you decide to get into music, and what made you want to get into music?
I was about like 13 or 14, and actually, it was a group of friends of mine. We were in middle school and we started like a little rap group. And I was actually the last one to join the group, but I've always written poetry and stuff like that. So once I kind of just decided to join the group, I kind of just put two and two together, and I ain't looked back since then, man. I'm 24 now, and we've been rocking ever since then.
Who were some of your influences that made you want to pursue music?
My most major influences in hip hop. I mean, I would have to say Andre 3000. He's my biggest influence, my favorite rapper. Wiz, Currency, and then outside of hip hop, definitely big influences to me were Kurt Cobain and Jim Morrison from The Doors.
Ooh, it's very rare I hear people in hip hop or the R&B genre mention Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison was dope, and man, one time for Kurt Cobain, he's actually been on the show before.
Oh, word, man, yeah, that's dope, man.
So, at what point, like, because you say one time you was in a group, what made you actually leave the group and pursue music on your own? Because I know, especially in today's era, the group thing doesn't seem to be like it was back in the day. Like, what made you decide to go solo?
It was just kind of a collective thing. Like the group, we were kind of graduate high school, and some of the other members from the group, they wanted to go out and go to school. We just all kind of had different plans, and it was just more serious to me than it was to the other guys,
All right. What has been the most challenging thing? Because being an independent artist and you're young, what are some of the challenges of being independent when it comes to moving your talent and your music forward?
I mean, just basically, having to do it on your own, or, finding a team, or finding people that are really down for your movement and what you stand for. Because, everybody can say, they're going to stand for something, something cliche, but when you try to stand out and do something different that nobody's doing, it takes a lot of effort to get people behind you and go along with what you're doing and what you're trying to do.
All right. When I was doing my research, reading your bio, I noticed that, when you were young, you was definitely making music, and your message was to a lot of the younger generation about not falling victim to peer pressure and kind of staying away or what people consider lame. Like here, one of my statements is embrace your lameness. Tell me a little bit about how you wanted to keep the youth on the right path, and how you wanted them to accept themselves as themselves and stay away from the word lame and fall victim to being accused of being lame.
That came from just actually dealing with it. When I was younger, when I was in school, you get teased for just being different, and I've always just been different. Like, I don't really care about being different, and I want everybody to, eventually people just embrace you for it. If they can't knock it, then, they'll just end up just accepting you for who you are. And I just wanted, to get that message across since I personally experienced it. So I wanted to put that through my music and put that through my movement, let people know that, stay lame, be you. Do what you want to do. Stay lame, live free. Don't worry about what anybody has to say about you or any pressures. Just be you. Be comfortable in your own skin.
What can you remember some things you did when you were younger that was viewed as different or that people might not actually accept it at the time?
Like a lot of stuff, like I have a lot of facial piercings and stuff like that. I used to paint my nails, well, I still do, paint my nails a lot, like when I was in school. That was really weird, especially, where I'm from Dallas. I'm from the South, so that I was always looked at weird for that. I've been wearing skinny jeans for years, I don't know, just a lot of weird stuff like that. I've always just had my own style, just done my own thing.
All right. Did you ever feel like, man, I gotta get with the program and succumb to peer pressure? Maybe I should rock the 5X T-shirts and the super baggy jeans and get rid of some of the piercings. Did you ever feel like you wanted to change?
Nah, man, never, man. Like I said, man. Eventually, once I just kept being me, I kept doing me. People just, at the end of the day, it was no more, side talking about him. At the end of the day, they're just like, hey, that's who he is. And then they get past all that, and they get to know you, and they find out you're a cool person, and all that other stuff go out the window.
Okay. What do you feel like the biggest? Let me go back, because you released a project in 2011 called So Uncool. Explain that project and definitely explain that title.
So Uncool. That went kind of along with what I was saying about stay lame and all that stuff. That was the movement I was pushing heavy back then, and So Uncool is a project where I was going off of other people's beats, like Wayne used to do back in the day, and I don't know, it was just something I wanted to do. It was my first official project to put out with the label and everything like that. And then, I went on, and it became like a series of me doing on other people's beats. So Uncool. And then the So Uncool title just came from, like I said, just from staying lame and just being yourself. Just another way to keep that movement going.
All right. Now, we're going to come forward to 2017, and you're still doing your thing. First of all, the name Jae'R the Geek. Very few people call themselves a geek in 2017. Tell me a little bit about the name.
It was actually a name given to me by my friends, like I said, when I was in the rap group. And they just used to call me that just for just how I am. Like, once again, like I said, I'm different. So I was always the computer, I was the kid on the computer, I was the artsy kid, or, doing stuff like that. And I wore glasses, so it just kind of fit, and they just kind of nicknamed me that. And Jae'R is a family, so I put it together once I started doing music.
All right. I got two joints by you. I want to get to both of them, but I want to start off with this record, Still. Tell me a little bit about this record.
Still, that's the second single off my new EP, Scars. It's just a real feel-good record, man, about just, what I'm saying, letting people know I'm still here, letting people know I'm still rocking, I'm still doing my thing, and we ain't gonna let up on them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is my man Jae'R the Geek. The name of this joint is Still, and you're riding dirty with your boy Vic XL. Y'all hold tight, give me some feedback. We'll be back.
Still make this shit shake, nigga. Still control on my face. I got a lot on my plate. Better days on the way, nigga. Better days on the way. Still doing my thing. Still twisting that stain. On the whole thing right now. Still more on the plate. Just gotta have faith. We just gotta have faith. Still doing my thing. Yeah, I know this isn't love. I know, 'cause I have seen this regular. Yeah. Still dreaming about codeine. Had to hit your bitch like a dolphin. Still twisting up dolly. Still trying at the police. Hey, don't front like you know me. I got pressure for the phonies. Yeet up, you rolling. All night till the morning. Hey, first thing first. I'ma leave by example. Bitches coming by the handful, calling me asshole. They just wanna smoke some good weed. Then get fucked out they samples. Special 3 damsels. And it's going up in shambles. And they calling it a scandal. All these niggas wanna do is talk. Get caught like hell. Make this shit shake, nigga. Still controlling my fate. Got a lot on my plate. Better days on the way, nigga. Better days on the way. Still doing my thing. Still twisting that stain. The whole thing right now. Still more on the way. Just gotta have faith. We just gotta have faith. Still doing my thing. Yeah, I know this isn't love. I know, 'cause I have seen this before. Yeah. Still get you wet on the regular. Yeah. Still blow the spread on the regular. Yeah.
That was my man Jae'R the Geek. The name of this joint was Steel, and we got him on the line right now. Ridin Durty with your boy Vic XL. Jae'R.
What's up?
I gotta tell you, that record, because I'm very, very familiar with the Dallas and the D-Town sound, and I'm used to the D-Town boogie. Your sound is very, very different. Please explain it. It's very melodic, and you got a lot of melodies in there. What made you go different from the traditional D-Town sound?
I did that when I was younger. That D-Town boogie stuff that everybody does, but when you're in like a city like Dallas, like it's hard to keep pushing the same thing. Like everybody can't do the same thing because they already hear that and they're already familiar with who they want to support and who they want to hear that sound from. So I just, like I said, being different, I just wanted to go a different route. And the type of music that I listen to is very melodic. I'm into a lot of melodic type of music anyway, so I just put that into my music.
All right. If you could change anything about the music business today, what would it be? Like, what would you change?
I don't know, man. I like how it's changing. It's changing by itself, you know, with the whole internet wave taking over. And really, that's more important than a label nowadays. So I really like the way that it's going right now. Honestly.
All right. Tell me
a lot different from what it used to be.
All right. Tell me a little bit about your management team, Megasonic Beats. You linked up with them like very early on. Tell me a little bit about them.
Yeah, Megasonic Music Group. I linked up with King Solomon, my manager. I linked up with him when I was like 16 or 17, and he put me through like an artist development program, and we just really started working together. He's also a producer, and we really just hit it off from an early age. And I linked up with him when he had a studio, and we worked every week, man, and just kept writing and kept creating new songs. And, I mean, to the rest is history. I mean, now we're still working. We're doing it now.
All right, because you know what? I talk to people all the time, artists. I've been talking and mentoring artists for over 15 years, and I always tell them how important it is to have the right people around you and how to assemble the right team. Like, how important has it been to you and the success so far in your career by having those people in your corner?
That plays a major role, man, in the success or the level that I'm at now. I mean, because without that, I wouldn't have made it this far, I wouldn't even be talking to you, man. I mean, it's important to have a solid team behind you because you can't do it all by yourself. Everybody says they're self-made or all that stuff. That's cool, but you really can't do it all by yourself. You got to have a solid team behind you because it's so much that's involved in this, and it takes a lot. And one person can't do it all, man.
What would be your advice to young people trying to get into the game?
I mean, not to sound cliche, but never give up, man. Like, I mean, it's gonna be people every day just like giving you like a little side eye, telling you like, oh yeah, you know, kind of down talking to what you're doing because it sounds so far fetched. But really, the only way you gonna make it is if you believe it in, like you believe it in like yourself, like you know that you're gonna make it. Nothing can stop you. Nobody can stop you.
All right, man. Those are great words of advice. Being that you started doing music when you was in school and graduation season is upon us all throughout the world, what would be your words of advice to the graduation class of 2017?
Words of advice, man. First of all, congratulations for making it. You know, making it that far, that's a huge step. That's a major step. And stay focused on whatever you want to do with your life afterwards. Go full-fledged. Go full-fledged and go hard at it.
All right. Now, back to your music. You have this project, Scars. Tell me a little bit about it, the release date, how people can find it, and how much work you put into making it.
Scars, it's already out. It's out everywhere now. It's on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. If you can't download it, you can stream it on YouTube. You can stream it on Spotify. It's everywhere. I linked up with my man from Iowa. His name is Brandon Hewlin. I linked up with him. I met him on Twitter, actually, and started sending me a lot of beats. And that sound that you hear from Still, like that kind of slow, wavy, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of darkish sound, but just the sound of beats that he was sending me, we just kind of went back and forth via email and everything and just kind of created a sound. And that's where Scars came from. And it came from just, you know, a lot of what I was going through last year, and I wrote it all down, you know, and vibed with that sound that me and him created.
All right. Did he produce every song on it? And how many actual songs on Scars?
Yeah, it's an 8-track EP. He produced all of them. Yeah.
All right. Is it hard being an independent artist and finding that perfect sound? Because I know a lot of times I hear artists. Sometimes I hear great independent producers. Sometimes I hear great independent artists, but sometimes it seems hard for them to get together. How hard is it getting together with that person to bring their sound forward?
Yeah, I would say it's hard because, you know, it's a lot of dope producers that make a lot of dope beats, but it's not always and it's hard finding somebody that y'all two just gel, y'all make a great sound together, like you two sound good together, and that is hard to find. But once, I think it just, you know, it takes a lot of just like networking and I guess just experimenting. You find who sounds better with the type of music that you want to make.
All right. In today's 2000s, in today's era, the era of the digital native, how much, because you talked about, you know, not really needing a label, how influential do you feel like the internet has been and will continue to be in creating superstars of tomorrow?
I think it can only get better from here, man. Like, now, and I don't want to say that you don't need the label. I mean, I'm not trying to say that a label will be bad or anything, but you can definitely make it and eat off the internet nowadays. I mean, it's very beneficial to artists. You know, it's because it's so much more free. You can just put your music out, and it's there, right there, in people's face for them to judge it. You know what I mean? You can do it all on your own with your team.
All right. Are physical copies important anymore? Like, Did you press up copies of Scars?
Yeah, physical copies, I think they're still important. They're not as important as they used to be, but I do think they are still important. Like for when I'm at shows and stuff like that, I like to hand out CDs and with my shirts and stuff like that.
Alright, that's dope. Because I know a lot of artists don't do physical copies. And I'm one of the people who think physical copies are important. Everybody don't download. I still listen to CDs.
Yeah, I think it's just important. It's something about it. It's just something special about it. Still, you know, you can hold it in your hand.
Okay. All right, real quick before we close this thing out, we got about 5 minutes left, and I definitely got to play this lead-off single. Again, tell the people how to find you worldwide, as far as the internet, any social media sites, where to find your music, past and present. Don't leave no rock unturned.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at Jae'R the Geek. My name is spelled JAERTHAGEEK. And that's for Instagram, that's for Snapchat, anywhere on social media. And all my music, you can find it, all my old mixtapes, new mixtapes, you can find them on Dat Piff. And all my albums, you can get them, like my new album, Scars, you can get it, like I said, it's everywhere. On iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, anywhere, Spotify, SoundCloud, you can get them. You can find my music anywhere. Just Google me.
All right, and the title, Scars. Tell me a little bit why you chose to name this project Scars.
Like I said, it was a lot of. I wrote about a lot of stuff that I was going through, like a lot of personal issues and stuff that I felt like I made it through. It was a lot of stuff that, you know, can make or break, and I felt like I made it out, but it's stuff that I'll never forget. So, you know, I feel like it left me scarred. It left me with a few scars, but I'm still here.
All right, Jae'R the Geek, continued success to you, man. Man, best of luck on this Scars project and anything you do in the future, and thank you for coming on the show, man. You have a blessed night.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me, bro.
Anybody you want to shout out real quick?
Shout out, man, my label, man, Megaphonic Music Group. Shout out Brandon Hewlin, man. My producer, Levitate, man. And shout out all my fans, the Elephants, all my bros. And, yeah, man, I appreciate you, man, for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my man, Jae'R the Geek, the name of this joint, and this is the title joint off his EP, Scars. Let's get it.
We were once the success of the album. We were dreamed of that. That's what made us get out of bed very early.
90 seconds.
I'm about to get up out of here. But before I do, man, happy Memorial Day to all y'all. And, man, I just want to shout out everybody who checks it out when I come to y'all. I'm sorry I cannot have a smooth schedule to tell you when I'm on, but because of my job, man. My job is switching my schedule. Man, shouts out to my man Gary Cleveland. Shouts out to Baylene, Open Mexico. Shouts out to Elvira. Shouts out to my man DJ Slip Rock. Shouts out to Marco, my man Polo. Shouts out to Joe Ward. AskJoeWard.com. And shouts out to who all been checking out the show. Shouts out to Mom Dukes, who definitely checks out the show every time. Shouts out to Alan O'Dan in Alabama. Shouts out to Nicole Thomas, Mike Chambers, my man Eric Cleveland, One Way Music down in Beachfield, man. Shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to my girl, Alan Marie. And shouts out to everybody who checks out the Ridin Durty show, man. I'm really out here in the trenches working hard to let your stories be told and let your music be heard, alright? Alright, man. Y'all keep believing in your dream, keep living your dream, and understand, man. Please understand, with leadership comes great responsibility. So don't want to be a leader and not get the responsibility that comes with leadership. Alright? So y'all want to lead, you want to say you're a boss and all that. Just understand, man. In order to lead, you gotta accept responsibility and be responsible, man. It's your boy Vic XL. One time my dude Jae'R the Geek. Y'all make sure y'all, if you get a chance, go check out his music. He got a brand new EP out. It's called Scars. He represented at Dallas. He's a Dallas Cowboy fans. Gotta love all my Dallas Cowboy fans worldwide. And hey man, if you get a chance, give him a listen, man. That's all we ask, man. Support equals support. All these people on this show are children of somebody. And we all got children who we want to dream and be supported. So let's try to support these people, man, if we can. It's free to support. Alright? Your boy Vic XL, man. I'm up out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. Got another exciting guest. My man LaVaro is going to be on the line. And until then, y'all be blessed, be safe, love you guys. Peace.